guys ready for the best show ever? Welcome to Date Night with Connie and Chrissy. I'm your host, Connie Henriquez, and my crazy co-host, Chrissy.
What's up? We haven't been here in a while.
I feel like it has been forever.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, everyone. We're in 2016. How exciting. You ready to have the best year ever?
Yes, we are.
Last year was pretty amazing.
I know, and now it's going to get even better.
Can you imagine that?
No. Actually, Greg's going to show us how to do
that. So yeah, Bogue, who's our guest tonight?
We have the awesome Greg Connie. He's known as the Law of Attraction Science Guy.
Woo!
But I hope, Greg, that you don't talk with too big of words because I won't understand them. I'm just kidding. But he's a best-selling author, and he's going to show us how to manifest our soulmate, and he's going to do it live on the air with me.
I feel like we're always trying to attract our soulmate. What's that about?
Guys, it's a hard task. And Greg is known to attract the big stuff, so
Greg is a pro.
I trust Greg to do the job.
I'm excited. I can't wait to hear all about it.
I know.
So, what'd you do? I mean, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Well, there was New Year's Eve,
yeah,
right?
What'd you do?
I just went to some bar, but I feel like it was a scam.
Oh, where'd you go?
Because they overcharge you, and then they give you like this much Tito's. Mm-hmm. They won't give you a double. And then, like, the food that they pass around is just pigs in a blanket and, like, these little quiches. I'm like, what the heck was the $50 for?
So you were starving.
Yeah, basically. Basically. Starving and sober. Not a good combination, guys.
Two of the worst things you ever want to be. That's horrible.
Exactly. What did you do? You went to AC, right?
We did. We went to Atlantic City, and we had such a blast. Actually, our good friend Mina, his boyfriend, got us a great limo, and we headed to AC for the
I can't believe you guys went in a limo.
New Year's Eve. It was so amazing.
Celebrities?
Yeah,
that's
totally.
Awesome.
I know.
Did you drink a lot of Tito?
Of course, because you didn't have to drive anywhere. We stayed overnight, so it was perfect.
Oh, my God. You're so lucky.
Did
they serve Tito's there?
They did.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
Good bottle service. It was.
What?
Yeah.
You got jugs of Tito or?
Jugs.
Wow. Thanks for inviting me.
We had a blast.
Thanks for inviting me on that trip.
So, dude, I heard you saw the some Jets player.
Oh, yeah. On Sunday, watching the Jets unfortunately lose. If they won, they would have went to the playoffs, which would have been great. But I got to watch the game with Bobby Jackson. He used to be on the Jets with Wesley Walker. We had Wesley Walker on the show a while back. He played with Gastineau. He was such a nice guy. He's going to be on our show, actually.
Yeah, and we have pictures. So, Vic, I think number one.
Bobby Jackson, amazing guy. Loved him.
And then some guy, Calvin?
Oh, so then I also met Calvin Pryor, who's on the Jets currently. He's the safety for the Jets. Nice guy. We did a charity event with him for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And what a nice guy, man.
Very nice.
Even after the Jets lost, he had to go do a charity the day after.
Aww.
And it was supposed to be other players there, too, but they were, like, depressed, so they left. So it was just him by himself.
So they left. And then you hung out with Chef, I see.
Yeah, me and DJ Chef and Calvin Pryor. DJ Chef was DJing the event, and I interviewed Calvin Pryor. It was awesome. He was such a nice guy. He remembered me. He remembered me from the last time I met him.
Of course, he remembers you.
Probably because I stalked him.
He remembers you from date night.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on now.
What did you do?
Well, what we did, after New Year's Eve. Well, you know, we went to the Knicks game.
Oh, right. Wait, I saw you guys in the VIP box. I was jealous.
Well, that was from New Year's Eve that night in the limo when we were heading down. But,
but then,
the next picture is from, is when we met Larry Johnson.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
And I honestly didn't know who he was. Jeff had
my God.
Jeff had to point him out. I know.
Jeff, why aren't you bringing me to these sporting events? At least I know who the people are.
And that was us in the VIP section, which was amazing. It's like a free-for-all food,
alcohol.
Oh, my God. We had such a blast.
Did they have Tito's?
They had Tito's. And the funny thing is, the Jets were playing. So guess what Jeff was watching at the Knicks game?
Of course, the Jets game, because he's a Jets fan
right,
like
so we couldn't even watch the Knicks game fully until the Jets
That's right,
were
Joseph.
over.
Thank you for supporting the Jets.
There you go. So,
but then he was able to watch it calmly after he realized that they lost.
Correct, and the Knicks won. So that didn't make up for the Jets losing, but it kind of made the day a little better.
All right, well, at least you got to sit in VIP. That's awesome.
Very cool.
I always wanted to go to a Knicks game.
I suggest it, encourage it.
even though you didn't know who he was.
Nah, what is
you don't know who any of the players are.
The VIP area was just more than
You're just going for the eating and the drinking.
Totally, we had sushi galore.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Go ahead. I forgot about our
Start
Loving Life. I'm sorry, because I'm so excited to have Greg on.
I know. Start Loving Life tip is create your own story.
Greg is a big believer in that.
Yeah. How many times do you feel like you have to perpetuate and talk about your past? Well, guess what? You never really have to do that. So stop it. Because you create your own story, which means that you create the story that you tell. So why not tell a better story, right?
Yep.
Don't
Greg's
perpetuate that past if you don't love it. Exactly. So Greg's going to tell us more about it today.
Yeah, and then my bestie of the week, which I had you in mind when I purchased these at Whole Foods yesterday.
And let me just say a big thank you to Julie Monty, because
Yeah.
she actually was the one who actually mentioned it as well as our saving grace.
All right, don't ruin it.
Not to steal your
But
thunder.
as I was walking through the aisle, I'm like, this would be perfect for Connie and I when we go out and we drink our Tito's and we have our date night, late night party. And it's Party Smart. You drink the capsule right before your Tito's drink.
Oh, you drink it before?
It says drink
You
it
take
before. Or take
Oh,
it
wow.
with it, actually. I'm sorry. Take it with your first Tito's or any other alcoholic drink that you may be
Right.
having. Or it actually says that you could take it during. So if you forget to take it with your
Oh.
first one, you can take it during. But in any case, it supports your liver somehow with this herbal combination in the capsule. And then when you wake up in the morning, you don't feel hungover. So I will be, here, I bought you one actually.
Oh my God, you're the best.
So you
Go
can
ahead.
take, oh shoot, sorry
that's
about
all
that.
right. I don't
So you can take one tonight. But anyway, it's called Party Smart. You can find it at Whole Foods or any health food store. And yeah, I'm going to try it. I can't wait to try it out. Your friend is the one that told you
Julie
about it.
Monty, see, you could be productive the day after
That's right.
a great drinking binge.
I'm going to give this to my
night.
brother-in-law.
Did you try it yet or not yet?
No, I didn't try it yet.
This
But
weekend.
your friend did, right?
Yes, she did. She tried it on New Year's Eve.
All right. Did
and
it
she
work?
said the next day she felt fabulous. She even went to the gym.
Oh, my
I don't
God.
know.
Guys, I'm taking it tonight.
I know,
All right,
exactly.
well. All right, so we have Greg here. Greg, are you there with us?
Yeah, Greg.
Hey.
What's
hey,
up?
Chrissy, hey, Connie.
What's up, Greg? All right, he's the best-selling author, I don't want to get it wrong, of Why Quantum Physicist book series. And the latest one is Grow a Greater You, right?
That's great. Yeah.
And you actually have a Facebook group for Grow a Greater You, which I want you to talk about, too, later on in the show, because I think it's great. I think I joined it. I'm in it.
Oh, nice.
I
wanna
haven't
join
contributed
it.
yet.
Why didn't you tell me yet?
I'm sorry,
All right.
I'll invite, I don't know if I can invite you. I'll have Greg
Okay.
invite you. And then you also just wrote a new book called What Are You Waiting For? But that's not out yet, right?
Not yet.
All right, so we'll talk about that, too. All right,
So
but
maybe what am I waiting for, right?
yeah, exactly. Greg, what are you waiting for?
Come on, bring it on.
Hurry it up. All right, so you're going to walk us through how to manifest our soulmate or relationship that we want, right? Or the experience that we want in a relationship. And you're going to do it live on the air. You're going to walk us through it, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Hey,
you're no-
you know what? I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
And see what kind of magic we can come up with.
I trust
We
you.
love magic.
You're known as the Law of Attraction science guy, so you got to tell us about that, too. All right, Greg, go ahead. Take it away.
What do you got
All
for
right,
us?
you ready? Hey, I also want to say next New Year's I'll serve you pigs in a blanket for 40.
No, it was 50.
I know. I'm saying yeah. I'll do it for $10 cheaper.
Where do I got to
wow.
fly? Where do I got to fly? Where are you, Kentucky?
Yeah. Yes.
Louisville.
Right now.
All right, Greg, I'm going to be on the flight going there.
And you would have saved $10.
All right. So you want to manifest a relationship?
Yeah, what's
yeah,
your first
Greg.
step? What do
so
you
does
do?
all
What
of
do you
our
gotta do?
viewers. So does all of our
Okay.
single checks out there.
All right. So let's say, right up front that no matter how pleasing an experience is, it can always be more pleasing, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And because that's, I think, one of the coolest things about being a human being is that no matter how fulfilling our experiences become, our desires continue to grow. That can be a little frustrating if we don't know how to grow into them. I know that used to be me.
Okay.
So, Chrissy, let's do this. If you would,
All right, I'm being put on the
let's
spot.
you and I role play, okay?
Yeah,
we
Greg,
love
you're my
role-playing with
soulmate.
Chrissy Bogue.
I know you
Think
mentioned
about
that there's 6 steps,
the
but you'll
last
take us through.
relationship you had that was displeasing. That was painful.
Yeah,
And
they all were. Greg.
really, is it fair to say, relationships, we're pretty familiar. They start with infatuation. Definitely we like how each other look.
Yeah.
How we talk. Our income, things about ourselves. Those things that attract us. And then it's a pretty common experience. A lot of us hit a wall, and usually isn't that wall often about the other person?
Yeah.
No matter how much we consciously blame that or not on the other person, you and I role play.
All right.
I want
Greg's
to be the last boyfriend you had.
Ah,
that,
jeez.
You felt like there was some potential, but
I'm gonna throw
it
this at you.
became painful. And what I'm really interested in is, what was really wrong with him, and what did he say was wrong with you?
Well, what was wrong with him, as Connie would know, because I was going to her as my life coach.
Right, yeah.
He was very selfish.
Okay.
Just didn't have this, his priorities in check the way I was. Probably didn't value the same things that I did.
Okay.
And he didn't
Right.
make your relationship a priority.
Correct. Didn't make
Okay.
the relationship a priority and didn't put the effort in that I did. I was more accommodating in the relationship.
Much so.
Gotcha. So he was pretty self-focused. He was about himself.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't meet your expectations, your requirements, if you will, for being engaged and
But I
making
stayed.
you in the relationship a priority. Is that fair?
Yeah, but I stayed for a long time hoping and waiting for that to happen.
Sure. I think we've all done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
at
course.
various times. What did he, when push came to shove, what did he say was wrong with you?
Well, he never said anything was wrong with me. How it ended was I wasn't willing to move to, he was not willing to move to me, and I wasn't willing to move to where he lived.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically I gave him an ultimatum, like if this isn't going to move forward after this amount of time, then I need to move on.
So he chose.
So he
moving
chose,
on.
right, he chose to say, well, then you can move here. And I was like, well, that's not fair. Why can't we meet in the middle?
And you had reservations of moving there because
Right,
if he was amazing and treated you like you deserved, you would have moved.
Correct. That's a good point, Connie. Thank you.
Because you are an amazing person, right?
Yes, Greg, you're
Yes.
And you do deserve that, correct?
Yes, yes.
And it's painful sometimes when you find yourself accepting less than that, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah. But sometimes you don't realize it.
It's confounding, right? I mean, why do we do that?
Yeah.
Well, let me do the manifesting part. I can do it better from my perspective. So let me be that boyfriend, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
What I would do to manifest a new relationship, a different relationship, a more pleasing relationship. You're experiencing me in this relationship is being very self-focused.
Yeah.
Being very much about myself. I put myself first. I meet my needs first. I make it about me first. But when you tell me that, I don't see that, do I?
No.
I don't see. You know why? You know why I don't see it? I don't see it because that's not what's going on inside of me. I'm not actually experiencing, hey, I'm getting my needs met. I'm really important. I am a priority in my own life. My needs, my fulfillment those are priorities in my own life, which there's nothing wrong with feeling
Right.
that way. Obviously, a self-actualized person, those are healthy perspectives, right?
Yeah.
But you're experiencing me as self-focused, maybe even narcissistic if you take it to extreme.
Yep.
I don't know if that, if he went that far. But
Yeah, I would agree.
what's going on inside of me is this. I'm not feeling like I'm the most important person. If that's what I'm expressing to you, what I'm feeling inside is that I'm inadequate. Okay? The
like that.
person that expresses I'm so important is actually feeling inadequate.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing. When I'm getting that feedback from you, the person I'm in the relationship with, hey, Greg,
It
you're
feels
very
worse.
self-focused.
Right.
I can't hear that because, no, I'm not. I'm not self-focused because I've got some feelings about myself
Okay.
that are emanating from beliefs that I have where I'm not feeling that I'm that important. I'm really not feeling that I'm worthy of being very important. So to remain in denial about those feelings and those beliefs, I have to shout over them by pretending that I don't feel that way. And I'm fooling myself, or I'm trying to fool myself, but you know who I'm not fooling? I'm not fooling you, right?
Right.
So you're giving me feedback about what I'm expressing.
Right.
What I'm expressing and what I'm experiencing, though, are two different things. And so the key to manifesting a new relationship is this. I listen to the feedback and I say, wait a minute, Chrissy's telling me that I make this all about me, but that doesn't feel right. I don't feel like this is all about me. In fact, I feel like it's not enough about me. I'll bet you that your boyfriend's experience was, this isn't enough about me. What, are you crazy? You're not meeting my needs. You're not making me important. I don't get that at all. Now, if he ever said that to you,
I don't agree.
that's really what he was experiencing. The key is this. I have to be willing to listen to that feedback, because the answers to manifesting a new experience are found in the pain. The reason it's painful, the reason feedback is painful, is because it's puncturing emotional dishonesty that I have. And here is one rule that no one can violate when it comes to relationships or any other experience.
Okay.
The minute that my emotional honesty reaches its, point, it reaches its fullest point, the amount of emotional honesty that I'm capable of, that's when my experience stops. It's no longer pleasing from that point forward. Right. And the only thing I'm left to do is to blame you. Unless I want to manifest a new experience. And the way to do that is, instead of blaming you, listen to you. Because, Chrissy, when you're telling me that I'm making it all about me, here's the way to manifest a new relationship. Instead of arguing with you, which, by the way, I will do because I don't agree with you. I'm not experiencing that I'm very important.
Right.
But you're experiencing that I make it all about me. Well, the whole reason I'm making it all about me is because I don't feel important. So the feedback is telling me, hold on a second, Christy is describing a far different experience than I am. And here's the thing, instead of making you wrong, instead of justifying my emotional dishonesty, instead of making it all about I'm being misperceived by Chrissy, I'm being misunderstood by Chrissy. Chrissy is just like every other woman I've ever dated. She wants more. She wants too much. She expects too much. See, that's where all my relationships ended. Well, instead of doing that, I'm going to listen to what you said. And I'm going to say, hold on a second, because here's a really, really important thing to know. There is no such thing as being misunderstood during a painful experience. No such thing. Okay. The person, when I am in pain, when I'm having a painful experience and I'm starting to feel like I'm being misunderstood, what's happening is the person is giving me feedback about what I'm expressing. And what I'm expressing is not what I'm feeling or experiencing. And when that happens, that's time for me to listen and say, hold on a second. If I'm expressing that this is all about me, but I'm experiencing that I'm not very important, what the heck is going on here?
But most men aren't able to be aware of that like you are. They're not self-aware like you are.
Well, here's the thing. Honestly, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think most women are either. And here's
Connie,
why.
what would you say?
We all are so good at explaining our pain.
That's true.
We're experts at explaining our painful experiences. Why is it? Why is it that I hit this brick wall every time? Why is it that I can't meet, a good woman or a good man, whatever the case may be? We can explain that. We can sit there all night, and we can read each other chapter and verse about why it's happening. But the only way to have a new experience is to listen to the feedback and depersonalize it, take it in, and then adjust according to the feedback we're getting. Because our entire life, we've been experiencing, that guy that you were dating, his entire life, he's been experiencing, I'm not very important to the women I'm in relationships with. And because he's not being honest about that painful feeling, he wants to change the feeling to escape the pain, right? And that's the dead end, if you will, of most law of attraction stuff.
I love that.
We start thinking, hey, I got to change my feeling. I got to change how I feel. And that is not how you manifest.
So what's the
feelings are really just like a meat thermometer in a roast beef. They're telling us whether or not our current beliefs are capable of creating the experiences we want. And that's all they're telling us.
So, Greg,
changing the feelings, that does not change the experience.
So, quick question.
The only way to change the experience is to change the beliefs And we use the feelings as a gauge. That's all they're for.
So,
That's
Greg, quick question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, listen. So let's say a girl is dating a guy, because this is a very common scenario. We've had a lot of people that we know endure this. She's dating a guy. Everything is great. There were some red flags. She doesn't listen to them. She stays. All of a sudden, the relationship fizzles. So she doesn't feel like a priority. She feels upset because he left her. Meanwhile, in the beginning, he seemed to be very into her. So what would you say to that girl? What is the pain that she should be feeling, and how does she then move on to her next relationship?
Yeah, you know what? It's always about emotional honesty, always. And not to stereotype, women do tend to be a little more in touch with their feelings, right? I mean, that's pretty common.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Men, I mean, I have had to learn how to do that, and I'm not going to claim to be an expert at it. My wife is much better at being in touch with her feelings, but you know what is pretty common with women? So men tend to be more in denial of feelings and, you know, shouting them down. If they're painful feelings, it's like, no, I don't feel that. I can't feel that. If I feel that, it means I'm having an experience that I don't like, and I'm not a loser, right? So I can't be feeling that. As long as I'm not feeling that, I'm not having that experience.
Right.
That's pretty typical for a man. You know what's pretty typical for a woman? Not obviously, you know, not to pigeonhole people, but for women, it's often about, I'm not trusting my gut. You know, like I've known that this is not what I want, but I'm still here trying to have this experience, even though I know this isn't working. This isn't what I want.
So,
but
Greg,
I'm
what does she do? So, what is
right?
so she knows that. So, what does she do to like move forward and quickly get through that?
You know what you do?
Yeah.
What you do
I love
is
Greg.
you, just like me, right? When I was role playing, how do I create a new experience? I need to be honest about how I really feel, that I do not feel important, okay? Until I'm honest with myself about that, I can't have a new experience where the one I desire relies on me really believing I'm important. Well, for you in that situation, you have a pretty good idea of how you feel, but you're not listening to yourself, right? So you need to step back in the same manner I did and look for emotional honesty, only you might not necessarily be needing to be honest about how you feel. You need to be honest about acknowledging it, abiding by it, listening to it, right? It might, whereas for me, it takes courage for me to admit to myself how I really feel. For you, it's going to take courage to acknowledge how you really feel.
So,
would
Greg,
you say
to listen to your gut?
The first
so,
step?
Greg, so let me ask you a question. All right, so then a girl realizes, she says, "Oh, I was not appreciated. I feel bad because I let him take advantage of me," or whatever the case may be. So she becomes clear of her emotions and she becomes clear of how she feels. Then what?
Well, here's the thing. We have to, if we really want a new experience, if we really want a new relationship, right? We got to avoid these pitfalls. It is not about finding blame. Now, we are really good. I know I was talking about this earlier, but one thing I didn't mention. This is huge for so many of us. We blame ourselves, right? Why did I do that? Why am I so stupid? Why didn't I listen to myself? Why did I do this again? This always happens. I always do this. I always hang on too long, or always invest in the wrong person. I knew for a long time, but I kept doing this. Now I feel, I didn't just have a painful relationship that was displeasing. Now, I really feel bad about the way I treated myself, like I'm a prop and I'm not worthy, And here's the thing. That experience where you weren't listening to your gut, you don't have beliefs about self-worth like you think you do, right? I mean, you want to, and you do consciously desire, and you consciously think about self-worth. You may even give yourself positive affirmations. You may do positive thinking, right? So your conscious awareness, your explicit self, as we say scientifically, you're very aware of your self-worth and what you want to feel about that. But your actual experience reveals something different. And we argue with ourselves and say, no. My experience is wrong. My beliefs are where I want them to be. it's the experience that's wrong. I got to change the feelings. That's backwards.
Right. So what do you do when your experience tells you exactly what you're feeling, which is perfect sense? And then what do they do to move forward?
Well, moving forward, you continue. Here's all you need to do. This is the really cool part of it, okay? In painful experiences, our feelings are trying to get our attention.
Right.
You know, hey, Chrissy, hey, Connie, come on, this sucks.
This sucks.
I'm trying to get your attention and tell you, like, this sucks.
Uh-huh.
You know, can't you feel it? Right?
Yeah, I feel it,
Well,
Greg. I feel it.
So when there's congruence, when there's alignment between my experience and what I'm feeling, you know, what I desire, the experience I really want, and what I really have, when that's one and the same, here's all I need to do. Continue to monitor my feelings. Here's what our feelings are doing. Our feelings are constantly saying to us, hey, your beliefs are capable, if they're pleasing feelings, your beliefs are capable of creating the experience you really want. Or if they're displeasing feelings, hey, your beliefs aren't capable of creating this experience the way you really want. And when that happens, so we just monitor it. Over the course of time, with practice, I've learned not to be so scared of my feelings, because all they're doing is tapping me on the shoulder. They're not who I am. They're not, you know, defining my value as a person. They're not defining my value as a man. They're not defining my capability in the world.
Right.
They're just giving me feedback, right? So when the feelings are painful, instead of looking around for what to blame, including myself a lot of times, you know, I say, well, wait a minute. Okay, so in a pleasing relationship, when we hit those pockets, you know what we're hitting? When we hit pain, here's what we're hitting. We're hitting a pocket of emotional dishonesty. Either I'm not really listening to my gut. I'm not believing in myself. You know, I'm not trusting my gut. Or I'm really pretty much in denial about how I really feel about this. It's always one of those two things during a painful experience. And I know what your next question is.
Well, I was
going to read your mind. You know what?
Did you?
Are you psychic
Can I
too?
guess?
Yeah, go ahead, guess.
What about when the guy really is an asshole, right?
That was a good. That was
What
actually my
if
first
I
question
really
was
am
about.
an asshole? What if I smooth talked you, told you everything, you
Right.
know, stalked you on Facebook, learned a lot about you,
Came off
met
that he was this
you,
charming,
told you
great guy.
everything that I thought you wanted to hear, and maybe
Yeah.
I could pull it off, and you bought it, and we had some experiences, and then I was like, okay, I'm done with you.
Bingo.
That's an asshole, right?
Yeah.
So that's a painful experience.
Right.
So wait a minute. So you're supposed to listen to me, the asshole, tell you, teach you, because here's what I'm saying. In pain lies the answers. In pain, right? Not because we are wrong or we're doing it wrong.
Right.
In pain lies the answer to the magic question. You know what the magic question is? And I get back to the asshole part, but
How do I
say this.
how do I
The
manifest my
magic question
soulmate? How do I
is,
get my soulmate?
What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for?
Oh, right. That was one of the steps. All right.
What am I waiting for?
That was the first step. We didn't even get to the first one yet.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
no,
So explain that.
We did them all.
Oh, explain it.
Well, instead of saying, why can't I do this? Or why did I do this again? I ask myself, what am I waiting for? You know, I'm either waiting to be honest about this and then invest myself in this experience with honesty, emotional honesty, or I'm waiting to trust my gut and really be true to what I know to be true, right?
Okay.
And we fool ourselves. You know, Connie and Chrissy, Long Island's own Connie and Chrissy.
Yeah.
I know that and I speak for myself. I say I know. I don't really know, but I know this. I have had plenty of painful relationships. And every time I walked away saying, you know, I really deserve better. I know I deserve better.
Yeah.
That wasn't cool. You know, she deserves to hit the road. That's, you know, but you know what? I didn't really on some level, and see, here's the thing. Our beliefs are in our subconscious. They're in our implicit awareness. Or, you know, they're not in our conscious awareness. No matter what I want to believe. And I hit a point in the relationship where my beliefs ran out of gas. And I couldn't go any further. And I kept saying, no, I'm worthy. No, I'm worthy, right?
Yeah.
It's called positive thinking,
Yeah.
right? And I looked myself in the mirror and said, you're
Positive
a great
affirmation.
man. You're handsome. You're wealthy. You're good. You're funny. You're a catch.
And then the mirror breaks. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, we've
I'm
all
just
done
kidding,
stuff
Greg.
like that in some form or fashion, especially if we've read stuff about the law of attraction.
Right.
That doesn't work because
Right.
that has no effect on our actual belief. And all we're doing, unfortunately, when we do that, is we're making it harder to hear the truth. And the truth is, Greg, you reached a point where you don't believe you're worthy anymore. You're okay, Greg. There's nothing wrong with you, Greg. Somebody gave you some beliefs when you were a kid, Greg.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just reached the end of your beliefs about being worthy of being treated the way you want and having the relationship you want. But you started pretending. And as soon as we start pretending that we are capable, it gets really painful really fast. And some of us, sometimes I start pretending right away, but eventually here's the thing. I'm married to this phenomenal woman. And I hit that brick wall with her. And I knew, here it is again. But I have no clue. I have no answers. All I know how to do is start, building up my defenses, building up my reasons. What's wrong with you? What you aren't doing? What you're doing wrong that doesn't move this forward? That was the only ammo that I had. That was the only tool in the toolbox. And because, all these books that I've written, the only reason I'm writing books is because I'm on this journey. I mean, we're all on a journey. We describe it different ways. I'm here to have experiences that fulfill me. We only live once. This is the only day we have.
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't want to sleepwalk. I don't want to pretend. I want to have the experiences that I want, no matter what it is. And I'm not willing to sit back and say, oh, okay, it's okay that my marriage really isn't fulfilling. Forget it.
Yeah.
How do I bust through that brick wall? And the only thing I could do was listen. Because I knew that I had been creating and recreating the same relationships, just with new people.
That's
over, and they always did the same. They always failed me in the same ways.
That's what a lot of people feel.
What's the common denominator?
Right. How do we get rid of those limited beliefs then?
Yeah.
What?
So
that's my $1,000 question.
That's what
That's always the question.
Here's the deal.
Well, because that's the main thing.
I have a very structured, sequential process for raising limiting beliefs.
Let's hear it.
Let's bring it on.
It works very well. That's the underground reputation that I've built, if you will.
Is this part of the process of manifesting the soulmate?
Yep.
Okay.
But you know what? You can follow my very specific structured process for raising limiting beliefs and putting them into alignment with our desired experiences. You know what else you can do? You can become emotionally honest by listening to the feedback, not personalizing it and saying, you know what, if that person is experiencing me as this, but I'm experiencing the relationship as that, what the heck is wrong? And I'm going to look at myself. What am I bringing to the table? Either I'm not listening to my gut, or I'm pretending I feel differently than I do. And as long as that's the answer to the question, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? I'm waiting to be honest with myself about how I feel.
So, Greg, would you say every relationship? Do we?
Greg,
God.
Can you show us some ways that we could squash those limited beliefs that we have, so we can get in alignment with what we are trying to attract?
Please answer it. We ask it every show.
I asked Bob Doyle 1,000 times.
Yeah,
it's an inside joke.
I thought you were supposed to ask me 7 times.
Before you answer it.
All right, so I'll pretend like this was the 7th time. So
I love this
here's
guy.
the deal. If we want to squash limiting beliefs, there's only one route. There's only one route or route, whatever part of the country you're from, through limiting beliefs.
That was funny.
And it's honesty. And I'm telling you,
he always goes back to that. Your new book should be honesty.
That holds those answers of self-awareness. It's the pain that we have gone to great lengths to distance ourselves from, to pretend we're not having.
That's true.
It's the pain that we have to blame ourselves and other people for. I mean, sometimes where our friends will go, that sounds crazy, right? No, it's not crazy. It's the way it is, and sometimes we have to switch friends because they keep telling us the truth and we don't want to hear it. That pain. You want to finally step through limiting beliefs and have the experience that you really want.
Okay.
You have to, I have to, anyone has to walk through that pain. That pain is only the pain of dishonesty with ourselves.
Right.
There is no monster waiting inside us. Those feelings are not a boogeyman. All they're doing is saying, hey, Chrissy, hey, you don't really believe what you think you do. You've talked yourself into it for so long, and it sucks because it's like, wait a minute, I am a really cool, successful person. I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm funny, I'm smart, I'm successful. All these things, people like me, right?
Yeah, Greg likes me.
How could I not feel worthy of this relationship? It seems beneath us. Come on, this is ridiculous. I've been working on myself. I love myself. How could this be? Well, all those feelings, those are feelings that we get, those are answers that we get when we keep asking ourselves, how come I can't do this? Why can't I do this?
Right.
Why am I not having this? Just ask yourself, what am I waiting for?
Okay.
Make it about me. What, when we're getting in it, when I start getting closed up, like I'm getting cranky and grouchy and I'm getting short and sarcastic with my wife, and she's like, what's wrong with you? That's what I ask myself. Not at first. At first I go, first I say something really sarcastic.
First you curse around, and then you're like, what am I waiting for?
But then, because I'm like, she's right. The experience I desire right now is intimacy or connection or, having a good time together. I'm not having that experience. I'm not having that experience. Yeah, I'm sitting here pointing the finger at her, but the bottom line is I'm not having that experience.
Right.
So what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? Am I waiting for her to acknowledge? You know what the answer is? I'm waiting for her to make me feel important, or I'm waiting for her to make me feel valuable, or I'm waiting for her to make me feel worthwhile.
So you're
That's
saying
what I'm waiting for.
Are you saying that at that point?
If that's true, what does that tell me? It tells me not that I'm not up to par, or that there's something wrong with me. It tells me to step back and say, geez, Greg, you know what? You really do feel inadequate right now. You really do feel insecure right now. And you know what happens as soon as I admit that to myself? All of a sudden, it's not that big of a deal, And I can share it with her. I might not say it in those words, but I can begin to, because I'm no longer blaming her for this pain, right? I can share it. And that goes back to that question. What if he really is an asshole? So I'm doing this with her, right? Well, guess what? When I do that, you know what I'm going to find out? I'm going to find out, is she really capable of having this experience with or not? And then all I got to do is listen to my gut, right? But if I'm not being honest with myself, I can't be honest with her. And so the feedback I'm getting is not going to be helpful and useful.
So going past, I know you ask, we have to say, what am I waiting for? Take me now through the rest of the process of being able to manifest the soulmate or the relationship of our dreams. What's the end-all, be-all that we need to be doing every day in order to attract the right person?
The end-all, be-all that we need to be doing is to depersonalize our feelings. Okay. Start to see them as feedback, because that's all they are. Think about if you put a roast in the oven, put a meat thermometer in. You know what? You don't have to guess if the roast is done. The meat thermometer is going to tell you, right? You open up the oven, you're like, oh, man, I am so hungry, I'm ready to eat right now. But the meat thermometer reading is too low, right? There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. Okay, we're going to leave it in the oven longer. That's all feelings are, right? So instead of faking the feelings that will allow me to think I'm having the experience I desire, I pay attention to the feelings I'm really having so that I can step back and say, oh, wait a minute. The answer, Chrissy, is always more honesty. Okay. Always. That's where the pain is coming from. Because, all right, to go scientific on you,
We may not understand.
Every experience that we have is a system that we create, and we are contributing what we're contributing to that system, all right?
Right.
It is making what we contribute, we're the only ones who can, and what we contribute makes it our experience.
Okay.
So that doesn't mean that I have to go out and find the perfect woman or the perfect job or the perfect car or whatever it is that I desire. What it means is that I have to be able to contribute what I need to be able to contribute to have the experience that I desire. And what I contribute to every experience are my beliefs. Always. So the feelings in an experience, I'm going back to it again.
Right.
All they're doing is telling us, hey, Greg, your beliefs. Now, that when we get that feedback, when we get that pain, all right, be on the lookout for defensiveness. Be on the lookout for blame. Be on the lookout for positive thinking. Be on the lookout for affirmations. All of those things are ways to deny how we're really feeling and change how we're really feeling.
Right.
We're not supposed to change how we're really feeling. So how do we manifest the soulmate? All right? If you're in a relationship, you know what? Every time you experience pain, ask yourself, what am I waiting for? And listen to the answer and let it be about you. Where am I lacking honesty? Am I not listening to my gut, or am I not really in touch with how I feel? It's one of those two things if we're in pain. Now, if we're going out to meet somebody, you know, maybe we're not already in a relationship.
Yep.
Same thing, right?
Who do I tell that to?
We're going to start having that experience. We're going to put ourselves out there. We're going to meet people. We're going to say hi. We're going to smile, you know, whatever. Hopefully healthy things, whatever we're comfortable with. And we're going to continue. We're going to monitor that experience, just like someone who's in a relationship. We're going to monitor that experience. And when I say monitor progress, right?
Okay.
When we experience pain, that's a monitor. That's a progress report of our beliefs. It's not the defining report. It's not a final report. We're going to monitor our experience as it unfolds. And everywhere we hit pain, the answer is always in that pain. And the answer is always about more honesty. And you know what? Experiment with honesty. Experiment being honest about how you really feel. Experiment with trusting that. And then continue to monitor, right? So I'm going to really, I'm pretty sure I know how I feel about this. So I'm going to trust it. And I'm going to act accordingly. And then I'm going to continue to monitor. Or, you know what? I haven't been honest about how I really feel. So I'm going to just go ahead and say to myself, I don't feel adequate. Or, I don't feel deserving. And I'm going to invest myself in things that really speak to me being worthy or being deserving. And I'm going to monitor the progress of the experience. So it's always about monitoring the progress. Look for pain.
Okay.
Don't get defensive. Don't blame. Listen. And every time there's pain, step back and say, where is the honesty needed? What am I waiting for?
So after we become honest with ourselves, say we're not in a relationship, but we're looking to manifest, and we get honest with ourselves, after that, then what do we do? If we acknowledge what the issue is and we come to terms with that, then what do we do from that point?
I think the brick wall for most people is this. We say, I am being honest with myself.
Right.
I do trust my gut. I know what's going on. It's him that's the asshole, right? Or I do trust my gut. She's cold. She won't give me affection, or whatever it is, right?
Right.
We're so practiced in that. The key, if you will, I feel like the biggest obstacle that stops us, but it's not hard to overcome.
Right.
I'll say this. It's not complicated, but it's not easy either. Anytime there's pain, there's dishonesty. I'm just going to say it.
So Greg, though, with the dishonesty, so when you do recognize as a person, if a girl, let's say, recognizes that, oh, I wasn't nice to myself, or I let him do whatever, and she's down on herself, then she realizes I'm down on myself, that doesn't help. And then she's like, well, I recognize it wasn't him, it was me. In a good way, in the sense that she's more clear about what she wants in a relationship. Then what's this next step for her? So she can no longer, continue that pain or that, acknowledgement.
It's a great question. I mean, let's be honest. The truth will set us free, right? But first, it's going to piss us off and hurt. And I will tell you, my experience has been, and I've heard this, over and over, especially at first. I mean, we've gone our whole adult lives thinking certain things about ourselves, thinking we're expressing certain things, thinking we believe certain things about ourselves. It hurts to get that feedback, and it does feel like, oh man, I'm a screw up. Walking through that, just being at peace with that, hearing that, and there's different things we could say to ourselves, but what I want to say is this, it's not about beating ourselves up. It is about taking responsibility. Mm-hmm. We're not responsible for the beliefs that we were given during childhood. And we might think we've replaced them, but our experiences are being created by our beliefs. So no matter what we think we believe, our experiences are telling us what we really believe.
That's true.
And you know what? That can make somebody pretty damn angry if they hear, but it's not about blaming ourselves. It's about opening our eyes and saying, oh, yeah, okay, this painful experience is being created by my beliefs. Mm-hmm. Yes, the person really could be an asshole, right? Well, I'm not creating this asshole for my beliefs. No, you're not. But you are creating an experience where you're trying to have an experience with an asshole, right? So that it's always about honesty. So what do? Okay, I'm looking at it. Well, here's the thing. There's looking at it, right? Like, you were mentioning the hangover pills or, the liver pills or whatever.
Got 'em, Greg.
Well, I've heard people say, I'm an alcoholic while they're drinking, right? Well, here's the deal. At the end of the day, it's about, are you having a pleasing experience? Mm-hmm. We can blame all we want. We can beat ourselves up all we want. We can be self-aware all we want. The proof is in the pudding. Either we're having the experience we desire or we're not.
True.
And anytime we're not, just keep looking for more honesty. Okay. The cool thing is this. When you get into an experience, let's say, it's relationships. Mm-hmm. So when you hit that point where this relationship starts to become painful, whether it's the next morning or 2 years later, whatever, that moment is where your honesty has expired. And so the solution to it is pretty simple. Okay. It's just honesty. That's all it is.
And Greg, what do you think is the biggest reason somebody hasn't been able to manifest their
because
soulmate?
They haven't been honest. Because you know what the biggest reason is? Because we have the relationship between experiences and feelings backward.
So Greg, would you say
it's natural? I mean, it's logical to think that. Plus, law of attraction teaches people that. Right. Hey, if you want to have an experience, have the feelings first, and then the experience will follow. Does that really work?
So, Greg, would you say then once someone's honest, you're saying they're then able to manifest that relationship once they're honest?
Yeah, but let me say one thing, and it's not a catch. Here's the deal. In that moment where it becomes painful, which you undoubtedly, I know, those moments for me are repeated. You know? In that moment where I lose the experience the way I want it, if I'm honest, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to manifest the experience I desire that I'm currently capable of creating. Right. Now, will it be the one that I ultimately truly want? Probably not. Because my beliefs are not where I was pretending they were, right? But I'm listening now, and I'm being honest with myself, and I'm trusting myself, trusting my gut, believing in myself. Right. What you will find is this. In that moment, where the pain comes, and instead of blaming yourself or someone else, you ask yourself, what am I waiting for? And you get honest, you'll actually have the experience. It'll be the experience you're currently capable of having, but it'll be that experience. And it's very invigorating because it's encouraging. And you say, wow, I can see that I'm capable of this experience. The honesty put me in a place where I'm experiencing it. Now, it's still not what I really want, but I can do this. And you can walk right through that brick wall that always stopped you before.
Do you have any suggestions of how somebody could, like you say, create a better story to tell yourself in order to attract what you want?
I want to, I do. Create the best feeling story possible. I mean, really, that's what we've been talking about.
Right.
Because and that's really important. Positive affirmations.
Okay.
Positive thinking, right? It sounds good in theory because most of us think, hey, when I'm having a great experience, I'm having great feelings. And when I'm having a terrible experience, I'm having terrible feelings. So obviously, if this is a terrible experience, I'm having the wrong feelings, right?
Right.
That's pretty logical. And we're taught that. So divorcing ourselves from that, you know what? Instead of here's the deal. Here's what we're looking for. Have the feelings we're really having.
Okay.
Invest ourselves in emotional honesty and the experience, and that we're investing ourselves in the experience when we're investing ourselves in emotional honesty.
Right.
Because we're giving it what we really have to give. And don't manufacture any feelings. Anytime I have to manufacture feelings, my wife will tell me all the time, why don't you just say you're mad? I'm not mad. Oh, really? Yeah. That's called defensiveness, right?
Right.
I don't have to argue. You know what? If I really wasn't mad, you know what I would say? I would say, why do you think I'm mad? Right. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I can understand why you think I was mad. And you know what? You're right, I am kind of mad. That's honesty, right? But when I say, I'm not mad, what are you talking about? Yeah, right. Or I say, why don't you, anytime we're manufacturing feelings, we're being dishonest.
So
and we're killing the experience.
Greg, just to close up, where can people find you?
Well, whyquantumphysicist.com.
Yes.
I keep things up to date there.
Okay, great.
Posts and links and links to books, things like that. Mm-hmm. The Facebook group that you mentioned, there's a couple Facebook groups, and I want to say, blows me away. I didn't have anything to do with those groups.
Wow.
People started them.
Oh.
Talk about being, having experiences that are desirable as an author. I write part-time. I haven't put a dime into any marketing or business plan or anything. Wow. The only thing that resonates is the honesty of my books, if you will. And I say that's always been my attempt because, and obviously it's registering, folks. I'm blessed. I love that.
So they started the Facebook group, Grow a Greater You, right?
Yeah.
Grow a Greater You.
I love it. People that I know, I've seen, on your show and on your Facebook pages, and you were mentioning Calvin Pryor, and he's a Louisville guy. And,
Louisville Slugger.
I love that, and it's cool, see him doing well in the pros. And, obviously, people love you guys. They like you guys. You're connecting with people, right? You don't have to go out there and tell people, hey, you need to like me, right? You're putting yourselves out there. You're investing in this experience. Your audience is finding you. Mm-hmm. And that's
good point,
the model
Greg.
right there.
You got it.
That, you could teach me how to have a TV show, right? But it's the same model in relationships, jobs, everything. We put ourselves in.
Greg.
We pay attention to the feedback. Mm-hmm. We don't make excuses, and we ask ourselves, what am I waiting for? What do I need to do differently?
We love it. We love it.
Greg,
we got to listen to the feedback.
You were amazing. I may have to call you off there to keep helping me manifest my soulmate.
Greg, you're awesome. You did an amazing job. Where can they find you again? Give us your website one more time.
Thank you. Why Quantum Physicists? madhousetv.com.
And they can
Madhousetv.com.
and they can hire you as a coach, right? You do one-on-one coaching.
I'm pretty busy coaching. I've got 4 sons. One's
Wow.
in college. One's getting ready to
There
go
you
to college. There's a lot of coaching going on already. I love connecting with people, though. You know what? Both of you, Chrissy, Connie, I love your energy.
Oh, thank you,
It's
Greg.
so much fun to talk to you.
Thanks.
We love you too, Greg.
Yeah, look, I'm just gonna put it out there. If you want, like, maybe maybe I've got some potential for, to become the, maybe I can come back on the show and, like, give quick hits or something, or maybe somebody could, I could come in and kind of help them get on track.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Well,
Maybe
maybe.
put it out there. If
We
it
love
seems
it.
to work for you, I love being on here and talking with you guys.
Aw,
It was
we
a lot
love-
of fun, and it's given me a lot of ideas. I can't wait to get back to finishing up my new book.
Perfect.
You have-
Thanks, Greg.
Greg, you have great energy. You're awesome.
We
We're
love
we're
you.
definitely going to have you back. Maybe we'll fly you here.
Thanks, guys. Have a great
All right.
Friday. Have an
Thank you,
awesome
Greg.
weekend.
Greg, expect a call from me later.
Ciao. Bye.
Good night.
Thank you, Greg.